my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Hey, welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to it. Welcome to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and you are now live. Let's go. Let's go. All right, good to see y'all, man. We back at it. It's Monday, man. They gave you another one, man. They gave you another one. Gave you another one. Could have gone the other way, but it didn't. Something like a podcast right here, broadcasting live. Ooh, let me check. This temperature change is crazy around here. Okay, I'm good. Something like a podcast, man. Each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. East Coast time. Shout out to everybody watching on the West Coast and worldwide. Broadcasting live from the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios inside the Tiny Closet Command Center.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.
Good. Let's see. Yeah. Back at it. Make sure you send Drunken Fruit a message. You find out more about the menu and pricing and the March specials. Because they do exist. I don't know what they are, though, but they exist. Good to see y'all, man. What y'all talking about Monday it's been a long week already. It's just Monday. What do you mean? It's just Monday. And it's actually Monday, March 1st. I normally don't say the date, but I'm going to say the date today because it's a momentous occasion. We're starting off a new month. It's very important that this month is. You know what it is. March 1st is the beginning of Women's History Month. And we're going to be doing some special programming here, paying honor and tribute. In honor of Women's History Month, Let's Go Live show will be celebrating Black History Month again. So there's that. You can't tell me what to celebrate. We go month to month. Ooh, this is that month. Ooh, this month. Oh, now we're gonna act like we care about this. And then we act like, okay, yeah, I play that game too. So in honor of Women's History Month, we're celebrating Black history. Again, and gonna keep doing it. All right. Let's see. Shout out to our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, down the hall in Studio G. And our New York Bureau Chief, Jon Watson, from All Fun and Games. So, yeah. So, for Women's History Month, you heard it here first. We are celebrating Black History Month. So, there's that. All right, we got a special guest coming up a little bit later. We do trending topics, hilarious commentary, special guests, and interesting people. We got interesting people coming up to share their experience with bouncing back from COVID. And I wanted y'all to hear this because we don't hear these stories enough, and there's so much detail to it. It's just, I found it fascinating, so I had to bring it to the show. So we want to talk about that. And also, Black History Month came to a close, real strong in some regards. It's a lot of foolishness going on, but one piece of content I wanted to share was a brother by the name of Mizan, who I follow, who I track. Rapper turned activist. He gets ahead of a lot of things, a lot of issues. So he went to LA, had some issues with I ain't even gonna say what he had issues with, but anyway, there's no negativity. He went to LA to shoot some content, and I just seen him like 2-3 days ago, and he was like, "We about to start shooting," and then today he released this video, and I thought this visual was real clutch. So let's watch it together. It's worth getting kicked off YouTube for. This was his way of closing out Black History Month. Mizan the General. I'm a fan of his work. So let's watch this. Let's watch the visual, man. Let's just take in a little bit of music real quick.
Yeah. It's Black History Month. So we're gonna do this and that. Shout out to Nas. Black power, black excellence. Yeah. Listen, I'm going ultra black. I want my culture back. From all the bloodsuckers and vultures that sat and told us we were savages, soulless that Kanye soul is so and ain't even noticed that. Real niggas ain't even close to that. I ain't mad, these weak rappers is supposed to rap. But Akon, come on, how you gon' co-sign that? You put a rat on the song and you had to ghost on that? Damn. Where all the soldiers at? That before the sun. I took an oath for that. Let's take a toast to that. I took emotion that half these niggas is whack and ain't even supposed to rap. I am insulted that there's a notion that niggas can fuck with me. How you promoting that when every bar spit there's a quote in that? Yeah, I'm gangster, but I ain't woke. In fact, I am the dopest cat rapper. Most these cats happen. They want me to fall off, it can't happen. No, Matumbo, I give you all this shit, I'm like gumbo. Niggas online, me, I'm in the front though. I never run, I'm from the home of Pundo. Live by the gun, you gon' die by the sword. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord, it'll be time to report another black getting killed. Feel like we slaves, back in the field. When Kaepernick kneel, then got blackballed trying to highlight all of the blacks getting killed. Then every black player went back to the field. That was some whack shit for real, so till we build, until we feel like, until we get real justice, we can't chill, we can't dribble no ball, can't run on no field, until the cops will kill Brianna's in the cell. Say her name, Breonna Taylor. I promised this palm I wouldn't fail her. They try to say cause her ex-man's a dealer, and meaning it was justified to kill her. That's insane, it's a shame. Say his name, Elijah McClain. I'm trying to refrain from going that Turner. With the world's obsessed with black murder, they killing us, we killing us, dividing and conquer, they weakening us. Yeah, I realize they deepening us, but we way stronger, I'm speaking in us. We gotta get our shit together, bottom line. But don't tell me shit about black crime, cause the fact of the matter is this. It's a myth, it don't exist. Whites commit crime against whites at high rates, but they only highlight shit from our race. It's not by mistake, my nigga, it's by design. You never hear shit about no white or white crime. That's because it don't fit the narrative that all blacks is criminals and savages. If you know the history, then you know differently. America knows what it did to me. Enough of that, let's get back to black. All black Maybach, back to back, let's get back to that. Back to this melody, back to this pretty brown skin covering my skeleton. Black excellence, black intelligence, black power, black elegance, black heritage, original man. Robbed of our culture, stripped of our land. So I understand why these kids wanna floss with big chains, diamonds, and the cross. They trying to make up for the times that we lost. Mind of the king, heart of a boss. That's why I enforce these rules. I take my young kings and I toss them Jews. I was taught that fools can't learn, so it's useless to teach them. Cause Cause you'll lose yourself trying to reach them. Cause they don't breed them like me no more. You probably never see a nigga like me no more. Heartbeat so pure, but I find it funny. These niggas so poor that all they got is money. I'm so official, a nigga gotta love me. Who cares who's against me when God is from me? This God's work never sold my soul. That before dishonor, that's all I know. All I show is love, and then they cross me. My soul not for sale, nigga, you lost me. These niggas get online and talk saucy, but don't get out of line and have to force me. They have to show you what the streets taught me. Cause I demand respect, fuck what it cost me. Enough of that, we going back to the black again. Back to the Kobe, throwing ooh for Shaq again. Back to AI, you niggas talking about practicing. Back to the Goldie, return to the Mac again. I'm black to the cold, I'm black to the soul on that King Cole. I'm black to the streets up in Harlem in the late 70s. I'm black, unapologetically.
Hey, hey,
Facts.
hey. Okay. Tough. The visuals. All right, that's my Zon the General. Hey, so real quick, man, I don't really do a lot of music on here, but it was a reason why I played this. There's a couple of reasons. Actually, it struck some nerves. One, he got bars. Two, a lot of activist rap, even though I hate to say that, but you got to categorize it now, activist rap. Even though when we grew up, hip hop, most of it was activism. But a lot of it just, it's cool and it's necessary and it's needed, but a lot of it don't sound good, right? There's a difference between, a bop and then something where, hey man, y'all should listen to this. This joint was a bop though. And it's because of flow. It's because of flow and chords and musical arrangement. That makes a big difference. Like that was a song where it give you, you know what I'm saying? And then the punchlines in there anyway. So some of these people so broke, all they have is money. Yeah. My Zon the General, I appreciate that. That's one I can, a lot of this is a conversation we're gonna have at a later date. But there's a song on the radio now that gets a lot of burn by I think it's Lil Baby, and it's bigger picture, which is activist rap, but it sounds like a current song. It sounds like the other foolishness that gets played, so it gets played. So the beat is current and trendy. But he dropping gems in the joint, and that joint is in a rotation. So I like when one or two of those get, slide through the cracks, because your kids are being brainwashed. If you don't already know, your kids are being brainwashed, and it's deliberate. So that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, shout out to my Zon. I may play that again at the end of the show. All right. One more thing before we get to our guest. I saw Reza too on Instagram, and he was just a brief clip. Just wanted this will segue into our guest, but just a brief clip of if you know Reza Islam, man, he does a lot of research, and apparently he's making some claims that in some places, some parts of the country, these people is going above and beyond to get black folks to get in line for this vaccine, needed or not. That's beyond the question. But here's what he says is going on.
They have heard about the incentives that they have been giving people. They've been offering some people chicken. That's maybe 4 piece. They've been offering people money. They went as low as offering people weed. Who are they targeting? Some of you may have heard about the incentives.
Listen to what he's saying.
Giving people. They've been offering some people chicken. That's maybe 4 piece. They've been offering people money. They went as low as offering people weed. Who are they targeting?
Who are they targeting? There's a question out there, so I got to do a little bit more digging and test the validity of that. But if you know anybody that lives in a part of the country where they doing some wild stuff to recruit people to take this vaccine, let us know, man, so we can get them on the show. Beyond that, I want to bring our guest in for today's show. Man, it's just a person with a story to tell. We do interesting people on here. So without further ado, I'm gonna just call her Shaunl. Bring Shaunl in. Welcome to the program. Let's go live. What's up with ya?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, can't complain. In these, wait a minute, who got an echo? Do I have an echo? I don't have an echo.
Do I have an echo?
That
No,
must
I
have been
don't.
while I was playing the clip. Okay, we back. We back to normal. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Glad you on the up and up. Now we work for the same organization.
Mhm.
And just quick little backstory. And I saw one of your posts. You good? That's
Yeah,
fine.
I
They'll
can
see
hear
you.
you.
Yeah. I saw one of your posts, and it was like, oh man, I got to call her because I ain't talked to you in a minute. We work
Mhm.
at different locations now.
Mhm.
But you said in my timeline, I woke up one morning last week, and I see your post shoot up to the top, and it says, "I beat COVID."
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what went into that? What
Yeah.
determines that? So I called you, and we got, we played catch up or whatever, and
Mhm.
we rapped, and I was like, yo, you got to tell that story from beginning to end, because I feel like out of all the perspectives that we get,
Mhm.
um we don't get the right ones. We don't get the real ones.
Yeah.
So if you could, right? You
Okay.
beat COVID. You beat COVID. All right, let's go back to the beginning. How did you get it?
I got it. I have two. Well, I have five kids.
Mhm.
I got it from my two daughters. God bless them. So we all three had COVID.
Okay. Eesh.
Um, three of us had COVID, and it was three
In
different
the same house.
in the same house.
Okay.
Three of us had one. She's in here somewhere. She was asymptomatic. She had no
Mhm.
symptoms. She tested positive with no symptoms. My other daughter had symptoms. I think her symptoms were based on respiratory issues because she was just diagnosed with asthma, so she had a lot of wheezing.
All right, wait a minute. Stop
Um,
right there. Stop right there. All right, we gotta get the full story. You gotta do the same way we, you know what I mean?
okay.
The what you've been doing for a year as far as
Oh, so when they
eating.
shut the
Yeah.
when they shut the city down, when they shut the government down, we went on basic building our immunity.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I cut out sugar, which was my biggest issue. Cut out sugar. I cut out milk and dairy. I stopped eating beef and pork, and I just started eating fruits and vegetables. I added sea moss to my diet, uh, and I was drinking herbs. So I did that 3 times a day. So I
Mm.
did that for a whole year, every day for a whole year,
Every day for a whole year, from February to February.
from February to February, every
Changed
day.
your whole lifestyle. Like that
Changed
wasn't
my
you
whole
wasn't
lifestyle. I think, yeah, and I think I lost like 24 pounds.
Yeah, you
Or
wasn't even on
24
that
pounds.
before that.
Mm-mm. No,
Mhm.
just in case I was
Right,
trying to. I have high blood pressure. I have asthma.
right,
So I was trying to build up my immunity, trying to manage my asthma to a place where I wasn't wheezing all day.
right.
And I was just trying to prepare just in case, like what if I get it. And I had been hearing stories of coworkers who got it and they died. They had asthma and they died.
Mm,
My coworker's boyfriend, he caught it and he died. He had asthma. And so I'm listening to these stories and I'm like, oh my God, like I have to
right,
do something.
right.
So, my goal was just to build up my immunity, take my vitamins, try and cleanse my lungs every day, and the sea moss help, and take my vitamins. And that's all I did. I rarely ever ate food. Like I just ate fruits, vegetables, herbs, sea moss, water.
What you mean you rarely ate food?
I
And
mean, I was just so, I just wanted to just be healthy.
yeah.
So, like, I wanted a burger so bad, but I was like, no, like, I have to stay on track. I just wanted to be healthy just in case, because I was
Just
like,
in
I
case.
just don't know, what'll happen if I get it. I just kept seeing the worst.
Right.
I was just thinking the worst. Like if I get it, I'm done
Right.
because my issues was just like high blood pressure, I'm done. Asthma, I'm done. So I was just trying to prepare myself just in case.
All right. So mentally, you're like, all right, just in case. I hope not. I hope it never. You know what I mean? But how hard was that to do that every day as a routine as far as eating like that? How hard was that?
Oh, it wasn't hard. It
Really?
wasn't hard. I just set a goal, and from us working together, you're healthy. I kind of just like piggybacked off of the stuff that you were doing.
Mm,
So, sugar was it for me. I was a sugar addict. And
right.
so in March, I was like, I gotta let go of the sugar because that's one of the ingredients, that really will make you sick. So I gave up sugar. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And I
Yeah.
gave up sugar.
Yeah. Now let me correct you. I'm reasonably I'm health informed. Yeah.
Right.
Because it is hard. It's hard for me, especially when we used to work in the same building, and every conversation in the morning was what we're gonna do for lunch. And
What we gonna do for lunch?
I
Yep.
used to have to walk out on those conversations because I was like,
Yep.
damn, all I'm doing is eating.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know what I'm
And
saying?
that's all we did. That's
Yeah,
all we did
yeah,
was eat.
yeah.
That's all we did was eat. But I had changed my eating habits. I lost like 24 pounds.
Hmm.
Um, and so I started feeling better.
Right.
February of 2021. I think the kids are in the house.
Yeah.
February 2021.
The culprits. The culprits.
Them damn millennials and Gen Xers. Um, my daughter was doing hair. She was
Okay.
braiding. And I guess her client, because she knew them, didn't wear her mask. And I was at work, so I didn't know. So I got home from work, didn't think anything of it. That was a Saturday. And then Sunday, my one of my daughters was sick. She woke up sick. Didn't even think about it. Made her some tea, made her some of my herbal tea with mucus cleanse and blood purifies. I'm like, this will make you feel better, drink it. Um, and went on about my day. Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my daughter called the baby, and she said, "Mommy, I need to go get tested for COVID." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, my client that I was doing her hair on Saturday, she tested positive." So
Mm,
I could have killed these kids.
mm.
I could have killed these kids. I said a whole year just preparing. Like it's a
Right.
mental. You just
Right.
have to mentally prepare.
Right.
I could have killed these kids. I said, okay. So I was like, fine, let's go. And earlier that day,
So two of them had people over.
no, one,
Two. Oh, one.
but
Okay.
they
All
were
right.
all together.
They were all together. Right.
They were all together. And so that day I woke up, I had a really bad headache. And I didn't really think anything of it, but my head was just pounding, pounding, pounding. And I kept taking stuff for my head. Went to work, didn't even think about it. Um, Probably like maybe 4 or 5 hours later, I kept taking stuff for my head. My head was hurt. Um, and then at one point, I was shivering, but I
Mm,
just thought it was cold outside. I'm like, let me
right.
turn the heat up. So then when she called me and she said, "Mommy, I need to go get tested because my client tested positive." I was like, well, I might as well get tested too because we live in the same house.
Right.
So we go get tested, sign up. You got to go sign in. You have to tell them why you want to be tested because you might have came in contact with somebody that tested positive. So the lady took my temperature. My temperature was so high. It's like
Hmm.
100 and maybe 101.9. As soon as she took my temperature, she was just looking at me like, "Ma'am, you might as well go on home and quarantine."
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I said, I can't even tell you what I was thinking on the whole ride home. I was just thinking about how am I going to kill these kids and get
Yeah,
away with it?
you're right. Yeah,
Because I work so hard to
right.
not get sick. We work every day. We work with the public. We wear our mask every day. We wear our mask all day in the building.
Hmm.
And so we try to be as safe as possible at work.
Now, were they on the same regiment with you for the year?
No,
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
no, they were doing their own thing.
Okay.
They were doing their own thing.
And when you got sent home from the hospital or the doctor or whatever, do they give you anything, or they just like hit
No,
the road and
yeah,
and isolate? They don't. It's
yeah.
no
So,
nothing.
yeah, no, nothing. So she just says, go home, quarantine for, they said 10 days. So it used to be 14 days.
Uh-huh.
It's 10 days now.
So
So she said,
basically, they tell you got it, and then they say let it run its course.
so you get tested first.
Yeah.
She knew I was going to be positive because I had some of the symptoms.
Right. Right.
And then 2 days later, we got our positive diagnosis. So once you get your positive diagnosis, then it's like all hell. Like I think I work for DC, so DC Public Health called, was ringing
Mm.
my phone. I had to call my job, had to call my manager, I had to call HR. Maryland Health Department called me 5 times. I had to give them a list of people that I came in contact with. DC Public Health, I had to give them a list. The people that I work with. It was just a lot. It was mentally,
Yeah.
it was a lot.
So when you get home, three out of the 5 people in the house have it.
So
Two.
two of the other people that live in the house, they weren't home, so they
Okay.
had not been home. So she just
Right.
didn't come back.
Right.
She was like, y'all positive. I see y'all in 2 weeks. I'm not
So
coming home.
so what was that experience like for you personally, having to just shut down and isolate? Because you said
It
you
was
didn't even come out the room.
it was insane. It was insane. And I'm single, and I pride myself on being by myself. I'm by myself, with myself on my. It was horrible. It was horrible. I said, I don't know if I'm about this life. I don't know if I'm about this by myself life. It was hard mentally
Yeah.
because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect because it's different. The virus is different with each person. So
Right.
you just, it's like you sitting up waiting for something to happen, but you don't know what's gonna happen, but you just waiting.
Right.
So I already had a fever. I already had a headache. Then the body aches showed up knocking on the door. It was like the flu times a million. Like
Mm.
I've had the
Yeah.
flu.
So I'm glad you said that, because I remember that was something that stood out to me when you said it. You said you had the flu. You
I
get the
had the
flu.
flu.
You get the flu shot
Got
regularly,
the flu shot.
and you said it's nothing. This is for everybody that's like, oh, it's just the flu. You said it's
Nah,
nothing like the flu.
this is nothing like the flu. It's like you take a pill, and on the way down, it just tears up everything on its way down.
Uh,
Your lungs, it hit your intestines. My stomach was messed up. I was nauseous. I kept running to the bathroom. That was the first 2 days. The third day, I woke up. My sense of smell was gone, which was weird.
mhm.
So weird. Um, your sense of taste is gone. You go drink something and you can't taste it. I mean, it is just the weirdest. This experience was beyond me, I swear.
And you also told me that you had just recently got a pneumonia shot.
Right. So when I got
Yeah.
my flu shot, my doctor, because we have been trying to manage my asthma the whole year,
Right.
she said, well, I think that we should get in front of just in case anything happens. And I want you to take the pneumonia vaccine. And I was like, what is that?
Never
She
heard
said,
of it till you
never
told me
heard
that.
of it.
Never
She
heard of that.
said it's something that they give elderly people, 65 and over, who have chronic respiratory
Mm.
issues. my lungs is that bad.
Right,
So
right,
she
right, right.
figured, if you taking the flu shot, we're gonna get in front of it. Because a lot of people were having pneumonia complications.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what was taking people out, the complications from pneumonia. And she just was like, your lungs can't take pneumonia. Like, we want to keep your lungs as safe as we can. And I remember her saying that. I said, okay, with a paper.
Mm.
I signed the paper for it. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what ingredients is in it. I don't know what they put in it,
Right, right,
but I
right, right.
signed up. I said, fine. So I got the flu shot and the vaccine, the pneumonia vaccine.
Right. So
Yeah.
out of the 10 days in the room, what day did it break? Day 6, day 7, day 8, where it was like,
I would say day 7.
mm,
Day 7, it started breaking. I had to keep a schedule of my temperature. I had to keep a schedule of I was mixing Tylenol and children's Motrin. I
oh,
couldn't swallow the pills,
yeah,
so I
speedball.
just was taking.
You over
Yeah,
there
I
speedball.
was.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, and the nurse had told me you can mix it. She was like, you can mix it, but we want you to take the Tylenol as much as you can, but you can mix in the Motrin. And I'm telling you, the Motrin will work the longest. The Tylenol wouldn't even put a dent in it. The
Mm,
Tylenol, your temperature barely went down, your chills barely went down, but that Motrin, I'm telling you, it was heaven. But you can't take it all the time.
right.
So just trying to keep track of that, just trying to keep track of my fluid intake. My coworker bought me 3 cases of water. She bought me vitamin C. She bought me vitamin D. Um, I had a lot of people like dropping off soup because I
Yeah.
couldn't taste. And it was wild. And all 3 of us were quarantining in the house separately.
Now, but you had it the worst because the other two were
I had it to work.
asymptomatic, right?
Yeah.
So they just had to be by themselves.
Yeah, KK was symptomatic. KK was making pancakes and she was saying, millennials or
Yeah,
Gen
yeah,
Xers. She was fine.
yeah.
My other daughter, she had respiratory issues.
Okay.
Um, and she was sick. But like I said, we were quarantining,
Yeah.
so and I was kind of upset with them, so I didn't really care.
Yeah. Right, because it was their fault.
It was
Now,
their fault.
now, to people watching, of course, this is not we're not giving out no medical advice. We're just sharing one personal story. But for your story, do you think that the immune prep that you were doing, the lifestyle change, the flu shot, and then coincidentally the pneumonia vaccine put you in a position where you beat it in 7 days?
Oh yeah, it did.
Mm,
It did, and I can't even put a finger on which one was it
yeah.
because when I think about it, I'm like, I did take the flu shot and the vaccine, the pneumonia vaccine, but I did spend a whole year. Like I really, literally prepped for this,
Mm,
and I maybe in the back of my mind, I thought I was going to catch it, but like I was working so hard to be healthy, to stay healthy. Um, I can't say which one
mm,
did it. I would say the whole year that I spent preparing,
yeah.
like pushed me over the edge, and the pneumonia vaccine, I think it helped.
Now, how recent was this?
This was the beginning of February.
So this is a couple weeks ago.
That's a couple weeks ago.
You
Couple
just
weeks.
came out of it
Yeah.
mid-February.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you think or do you feel like there will be any long-term or lasting I guess effects, or how do you feel? How do you feel? How is inside? Is your smell back? Is it
I feel my smell is not all the way back. My taste is not all the way back. I'm having some respiratory issues that
mm,
wasn't there before, which is kind of weird. Um, and I'm tired. I mean, I was tired before, but it's a whole different kind of tired. Like this is a whole different kind of. My stomach is still messed up. I can't keep anything down.
mhm.
Everything I eat. hurts my stomach. It's just,
So what do they say? What do they say to that? What is there?
it's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do.
I mean, is that indefinite? Is that, you know?
They don't know. They don't know. This thing is all over the place. They don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's what the nurses say. I'm not sure what to tell you. I don't know. Like, we'll just watch it. We can't tell you when your taste is coming back. We don't know when your sense of smell is going to come back. Like, we just don't know about this virus because it's so different.
Mm-hmm. So what adjustments have you made since coming out of it on the other side of it, if any?
I don't know. I'm just so grateful to even be here. Life is different. I look at life different. As far as my health and eating, like I haven't been able to eat. So I haven't really been drinking my tea. I haven't really been drinking my sea moss, which is wild because that's all I did for a year.
Mm.
Um, but this was an eye-opening experience. It really was.
Was there a point to that point? Was there a time or a moment where you really thought, this could be it? Today could be it?
It did. It did. It did. Somebody called me one morning. I had like my night was so bad. I think I was wheezing. My inhaler wouldn't work. My fever was high. I couldn't remember on my paper what I wrote down, what I took at 4.
Mm.
I was so confused. It was just ridiculous. And I didn't think I was gonna wake up. When I woke up that morning, I was like, am I here? I can't even imagine people being in the hospital. I can't imagine people who don't have anybody to help them. Like it was a lot. It was one night when I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Wow.
But people kept calling. They kept saying, "How you doing?" I would say, "I'm great. I'm fine. Everything was great." I didn't want my parents to worry. I didn't want my sister to worry. I didn't want the kids to worry. So they would call and FaceTime me and be like, "Mommy, you okay?" And I would say, "I'm okay." And I would not be okay.
Yeah,
I would hang up the phone and just be like, shivering and fever. And
because you want that optimism, and you also don't want people to worry about you, but at the same time, you got to throw that lifeline out there. You got you got to throw that craft out.
Yeah, I started writing stuff down on paper and account numbers. It's just it's just a really scary time because you don't know. Like there's not like with the flu, you get the flu, it lasts a week and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know with this virus. Depending on each person is different. Like some people can have this symptom and some people can have this symptom. And it's just crazy because it affects people in different ways. So you just don't even know what to expect.
Yeah. Now, having gone through this ordeal, because it definitely was that. Are you where are you? Are you an advocate with the vaccine? Are you in line? How is that looking?
I don't know. And I talked to you about this before because I said pre-COVID, I was like, I'm not taking that vaccine. Like you can that and I'm not doing it, and they can say whatever they want. I'm not doing it. And then I thought about it. I said I took the pneumonia vaccine with no problem. I didn't ask what's the risk. I didn't ask what the ingredients were. I just didn't care at that point. It was going to be used to help mitigate whatever issues I was having, so I took it. So now after COVID, I'm like,
yeah, you got to.
It makes you think.
Yeah.
My issue is the timeline. They just came out with it so quick. So I'm not really sure about the timeline, but like I don't know what the timeline for the pneumonia vaccine was. They could have came out with that right before they gave it to me.
Yeah, I
didn't
swear
ask questions.
I have never heard of a pneumonia vaccine. Never heard. And that joint could have literally saved you. I mean, that literally could have.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad you made it through, and I appreciate you taking a little time out to share the story because it's like you said, every story is different. I've heard some, and I've and all of that. But I see in the background they still coming and going. Them youngsters still coming and going.
Kids, I'm telling you, these damn kids I was about to be in jail. About to be in jail because of these kids.
That's hard. That's a tough one right there.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, they got to sleep
and
on that.
Somebody said it was going to be the kid. Like, if you catch it, it's going to be because of these kids. I was like, no, because for a whole year, like, we have a system. Nobody's coming in here. If they come in, they have a mask, and it's only, one friend that she had, and one friend, and it was that one friend.
Now, was she down for the count, or she just walked through it?
The friend,
yeah. The source. Oh, yeah,
the super spreader.
Yeah, the super.
I don't know.
Oh, y'all ain't even check on her?
I ain't check on her. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nothing. I was like, I guess she's fine.
Yeah.
My only concern was me.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah.
All right, then, Shaun, I appreciate. Hey, stay up. You know what I'm saying? Keep hitting them garlic cloves to the face and taking them sea moss baths and all of that. Yeah.
It worked for me.
Yeah. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It was so recent when you said it. You was like, I just got out. I just got out the room. 5 days ago. I was like,
I spent Valentine's Day and my birthday in quarantine. February was terrible for me.
Happy belated. All right, well, we go check in from time to time, keep us updated, and let us know when you're in line for the vaccine, and we'll talk about it again.
We sure will. Thank you for having me.
All right, holla.
All right,
y'all. That's Shaun right there. She beat the COVID, like the real kind, the real way, like for real. And but she said it's still taking a toll on her, the after effects, that's the part that I'm curious about the most, because she said the medical professionals have no answers, and y'all don't know her, but I know her, and her voice is different. Her voice is different, and even the volume at which she speaks is different. It's altered. So how long does that last? That's crazy. Oh man, these kids! If it wasn't for these meddling kids, these damn kids, man, coming and going, thinking they're invincible, not realize. That's another reason why I wanted her on, because I know a lot of us come in contact with, the young people that live with us and whatnot, and they really, think that they can't get it or spread it, and they be holding it, not knowing, and then giving it away. Because she said her daughter didn't even know. She just was being responsible and was like, the girl over here that was doing her hair, she tested positive, so let's go get tested. They went, she tested positive, never had symptoms. Meanwhile, mama catch it, and mama down for the count for 10 days. So yeah, man, that's wild. All right, let's go to the phones. Let's see who out here. Jon Watson, our New York bureau chief. What's good with you?
What's happening, my brother?
Ain't too much.
So many thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
as I'm actually on the road, checking to make sure these New York streets are still nice and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I have kids also, and that's one of my main, has always been ever since last year. As far as managing, where they're at, who they're out with, and the goings on, because these kids, man, especially at first, you gotta tell your kids, you wash your hands, blah blah blah, so forth. But now it's like after you do everything, washed up and this, that, and they just feel like they're impervious to disease. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my daughter is the type that she rarely gets sick. And I was like, you're gonna be the one, man. You're gonna be the one that's gonna be rolling with your friends and come back, feel completely normal, and give everybody COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really had to drill it into her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she'll just take a long nap and be like, "Oh, I had COVID," and that'd be it. Meanwhile, everybody else,
down.
everybody in the ICU. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So I really had to kind of get her into a better habits and she really doesn't do it much anymore as far as hanging with friends and so forth, because everything is FaceTime and all that kind of good stuff.
Right.
But you really got to drill it into them, man, because they just think it's like, it's not gonna happen to me, or my friends seem they're like they're all right. You don't know who the hell is all right. You can't look at somebody and tell.
Yeah, no, not at all. Especially if
I got a question for you, fam.
Yeah.
So we've been having, between stories that we talk about on this show of people that we know, to stories that we talk about behind the scenes of people that we know, / testimonies from like, Dr. Rich and all that. Has your decision been swayed, altered, changed, or whatever about your trepidation on taking the vaccine?
Well, first of all, it's not. I wouldn't even call it trepidation. I believe in it and I endorse it. But I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like to put myself in a position where you're like, well, what did Lamont say? What is he gonna do? I don't really like to lean that way. So I don't like to give my opinion for that reason.
Okay.
But I'm still waiting to see. Personally, that's me.
Okay.
I want everybody to get it that want it. I ain't gonna be the one to tell you don't take it. I want everybody to get it that want it. But me, I'm still waiting to see. Not that I don't believe, but wait and see.
Wait to see what?
More.
Just like sprout wings.
No,
like,
just more.
I got laser beams start coming out my eyes.
No, wait and see more, because I look at the pneumonia vaccine. I didn't know that it was a pneumonia vaccine. I'm not a doctor.
Oh, that's been a thing though. You wouldn't know about that. You wouldn't know about that. I don't think you'd know about that unless you were somebody who was either of a certain age.
That's what she said.
Or of a certain, susceptible to that type of thing. Because I think that's been around for quite a while.
Well, that's what she said, but I've never heard of it. But I think, and I'm not a doctor, but I feel like that in combination with some other stuff saved her. Because, she was a target of respiratory action. And she said the worst thing that happened to her was respiratory action. So I'm like, man, that pneumonia vaccine was clutch. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just wait and see. I need to know more. Not just because everybody, this, that. I want to wait and see. Can I wait and see? I don't go see movies the first weekend when they come out.
What more do you need to know?
I need to wait. My body different than everybody. I can't take everybody's testimony, based on what happened to them.
You say your body, your temple?
Yeah, your body, your temple. I just want to wait and see. I just want to wait and see. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. I have no, nothing's perfect, but I have no problem with avoiding people indefinitely.
Right.
Indefinitely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when some people can't control that. Some people can't control who's around and blah, 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 especially with these kids thinking they're invincible. So, you got to do it.
I got you. So I'll give you something. I've always been one. I've been saying since, from listening to, experts and so forth, I've always been me personally, my body, my temple. If I have the opportunity to take the vaccine, I'm taking it.
As you should. I endorse that. I stand by that. You know what I'm saying? Which one, though? Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
I mean, okay, I give you another one. I had the opportunity to take the vaccine, and I took it.
You took the vaccine?
Yes.
Oh, which one? That's what I said. Which one?
I took the Pfizer. I got that joint over the weekend.
Oh, kudos to you. There you go. With the dramatic reveal, Jon Watson. Okay. How was it?
Breaking news on a Monday.
Yeah, breaking
news on a Monday.
So what? How did it go? I mean, did it hurt? Did you got the second one scheduled?
It did not hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because of all the shots I've ever taken, I felt that the least. It literally I had to look down and make sure that, I was like, hey, did that thing go in? But it was not painful. Hey, I was waiting for it. It wasn't pain. The application itself was not painful. Your arm does get sore. Like if you've ever gotten a flu shot or any type of, I guess, some sort of inoculation or whatever, You're gonna feel that soreness in your arm. I'll say 24 hours later, it definitely dissipates. You know what I'm saying? And that's that so far. Nothing else.
No, that's what's up.
Report,
so when's the second? When's the second? You got a date for the second one? The booster?
Like, yeah. So it's like 3 weeks later. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. Nice work. Yeah. Hey, man. You know, I support that. I support that. Now, wait a minute. You ain't essential though. How you get that?
Say what?
You ain't essential. You're not front line. How'd you get? You know, how were you able to get
man.
it?
All right. It's ways to circumvent the system.
Oh, okay.
If you figure.
Say less.
First of all, and I didn't do anything crazy. Maybe not necessarily to broadcast how I did it, but I didn't do anything crazy or illegal.
Okay.
It's just
you was at the right place at the right time. You was at the right place at the right time. Yeah, just
put it that way.
There we go.
Put it that way. Yeah.
That's all you.
Right place. Especially the other thing I'll say is that's a hell of an applause.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say is right place at the right time for places who are distributing the Pfizer vaccine.
Okay, got it.
Because you cannot be in the right place at the right time if they got the Moderna. Because if they got the Moderna, they're like, somebody else can get that. That has an appointment. Pfizer, Pfizer is Pfizer has a shelf life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you roll up and it's like, all right, this one's not accounted for, we about to throw it in the trash.
Yeah. And I've been seeing that. I've been seeing those stories about that. Yeah, I've been seeing those stories about that.
Right. So like I didn't skip anybody or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's
good.
Right place, right time.
Thank you for clearing that up.
But,
we needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I'll it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
But it got done.
Good work, my man. Now you booking them. You was on the computer all weekend booking travel and trips.
Booking flights, baby.
Yeah. I know you was.
Cashing in all these damn flight credits I have from these canceled flights last year.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with
it, brother.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. All right, there it is.
Taking my town to South Florida.
Hey, no. Anywhere but there. Anywhere but there. That is a vaccine-free zone.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, no.
Like Joker, take the joint and now you're invincible. No, dummy. You still got to wear your mask.
Yeah.
Still can catch the joint. You know what I'm saying? So don't go around thinking you're invincible now.
Yeah, not at all. Good stuff. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Jon Watson, our New York bureau chief. Staying safe out there in them streets.
Yeah, man.
He vaxxed up. All right. My man got vaxxed up. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. All right. I saw a cutie pie call. You can call back. We was on the phone. It's a live show. Don't trip. All right, a couple more stories and I'm out of here. So this is the kind of fuckery we see on Instagram, and Yo Deep, 2 Old Day alumni of this show, she called out TMZ for some fuckery. We got to be careful, man. I always talk about this. I always talk about language and images and saying the right thing, because everything is said deliberately. So this is how they, the Derek Chauvin trial is set to begin very soon, and they're already barricading with fencing and barbed wire the courthouse where the trial will be held. But here is TMZ on the Instagram, and this is how they framed it. This is on their website. Millions of viewers. They shape it. They shaping your opinion already. So they had the George Floyd trial courthouse barricaded with barbed wire and fencing. George Floyd trial, blah blah blah. She crossed it out and she put Derek Chauvin, and her caption was, "This headline is either purposeful or lazy reporting. Either way, it's supporting an old phenomenon of media reinforcing tropes of black criminality. George Floyd was not responsible for his own death. We have to challenge media coverage and reports that put black victims on trial rather than maintaining the humanity of the fallen. Do better, TMZ." The trial is set to begin on March 8th. But this is how they do it, though. This is what they do. Keep your eyes open, man. Head up, eyes open. Head up, eyes open. It's trickery. 100% unadulterated. I saw something that caught me off guard today, man. I seen like two murders on Instagram. You know, sensitive. You get the sensitive content warning, and then you get to watch it. Now, I typically don't watch. I go to the comments first, see if it's something I can stomach. But it just, and I leave this comment. I find myself leaving the same comment in all of these videos now. I'd be like, man, Instagram will let this fly, but Farrakhan speaking is banned. You can literally, there are dozens of videos on Instagram of black bodies being torn apart by gunfire, brutality, murder, headshots, empty clips. But Farrakhan speaking is banned. Let that marinate. Make that make sense. It doesn't. It does not. So I don't know. That just stood out. All right. And in closing, we'll get your thoughts on this. Wrap it up, B. All right. So y'all seen these these deep fakes with some of your favorite people from before video cameras were a thing. So all right, there's this website that deals with ancestry, kind of like an ancestry.com or whatnot. So they did a promo. Well, they have a promo. It's called My Heritage, and they're showing off some of their technology using deep fake, what's commonly known as deep fake technology, to animate old pictures. And so they rolled that out as a teaser of what's to come. And they're showing that if you go to their site and do your little DNA thing, you know, your 24andMe, your ancestry.com type thing, go to their site and you get matched up with pictures of your relatives, your ancestors. They show your dead relatives in motion in the picture. Like this, right? So they use the example in honor of Black History Month, Ida B. Wells, W.E.B. Du Bois, Freddie Doug, and Harriet Tubman in them. So let's just take a look at this before I give my opinion on this weirdo shit here. I gotta say, man, I'll save my commentary. All right, let's go through it. All right, so here it is. It's the article. This is courtesy of themarysue.com. Never heard of it, but this was the only one that didn't have a lot of pop-ups, so I went with this one. These animated deep nostalgia photos, they had to change the name because deep fakes now has a negative connotation for a number of reasons. We'll get into that another time. These animated deep nostalgia photos of dead people are wild. My Heritage Tech is producing some interesting results. You've heard of the deep fakes, where someone with the help of artificial intelligence digitally pastes one face onto another person's actions. It's incredibly eerie all on its own, but when we're talking about one living face getting plastered on another, there's a level of weird, but fine there. It's more complicated when the deepfake technology is being used to create deep nostalgia and bring long dead relatives and famous figures back to digital life. Deep Nostalgia is a service from the genealogy website My Heritage, which is crashing pretty hard right now due to everyone using this. So don't be surprised if the link takes you to an error page. It was launched in late February, of course. The service uses a technology called deep learning to transform still pictures into eerily alive, moving images. Just input an old photo. Oh, you can do it yourself. Oh, that's even worse. Just input an old photo of a departed loved one, and there you go. All right, let's take a look at this one. No, let's go to people you know first. All right, let's go to this is the first one I saw on my timeline. This is Freddie Doug, my man Freddie Doug. Now, a little bit of history. Freddie Douglass, they said, was the most photographed person of the 19th century. So that was in the 1800s. They said in every picture, he had a scowl on his face because he didn't want anybody to get the wrong idea, like it was any type of shit to be smiling about. This is a true story. This is in his own words. All right. So we're familiar with his imagery, right? Now let's take a look at his imagery in motion. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. That's too much. All right. Now, apparently you can go to the website and put in a picture of your relative and have it do the same thing. I don't know. Ah, geez. So this is the lady, Suzanne Wisniewski. She said, my heritage reanimated my grandma, Annie. Here she's 16 years old in 1936. And now I'm crying tears of joy. I don't know. I need to know how y'all feel about this. Hey, call it 765. Let's go one. 765. Let's go one. Put the number up there. Is this too much? Or is this some feel good? Is this too much? All right, let's go look at a couple more. I'm glad they ain't got volume. Good gracious. All right, Oscar Wilde. Never heard of him, but I guess this is what he looked like. Or might have looked like. Looking around. Scarily. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Grandma Moses. She leading us to freedom. She just found out that one of y'all was talking. So she called you in the room. And before she had something to say, she told you, look at me. Oh, man. Was it you? Or was it you? It was probably both of y'all. Oh, that's just too much. Is this too much or is this some feel good? 765, let's go one. Tell me how you feel about these deep nostalgia reanimations. All right. Let's see what Albert talking about. Oh, they could have closed his mouth. Well, that's weak. You make him look like a Looney Tune. Come on, man. Yeah, that's a whack one. It make him look like he's crazy. Y'all could have closed his mouth, man. All right, let's see. Who's this? Queen Liliuokalani. Oh, yeah. Know some history. That's where they stole the country of Hawaii from. And annexed it and just made it a state and killed her whole family. Let's see. We'd love to see what she would look like. Looking around. Now that picture looks real. That looks real. I don't know how I feel about this, y'all. All right, who's this clown? I couldn't take no inches off of that forehead. Goodness, what kind of technology is that? All right, one more. I think that's it. I seen the WB Du Bois one and the Ida B. Ida B look like Beyonce. Well, how y'all gonna do it with a painting? They did it with a painting? That's not impressive. That just looks like a cartoon. I'm not impressed by that. All right, let's keep it moving. Yeah, paintings. Come on, that's whack. With a statue. Man, that look like a Doritos commercial. Like that's not even, okay, all right. What is that? Well, I guess all y'all too skit. Okay, let's see. Mr. Clarkson down in Studio G. What's good with you?
What's going on, bro? Can we address them? Okay, so all right, let me give the educated answer first before I start.
Oh, okay.
So this is something that's been in development for about 20 plus some years because museums were losing just attendance from middle school and high school students because all kids were talking about that it was boring, that it wasn't interactive.
Okay.
And then museums are basically losing ground to digital platforms, which allow kids to interact more. Like, when you go to a museum, you're told, be quiet, don't touch everything else. This is more of a new school feel of it. Can we incorporate technology, something more that kids look at? And it's like, okay, maybe this will get kids more interested in history. I just can't do it.
Yeah. So as we look at Harriet Tubman right here, I don't know if this would get me more engaged if I was face to face with this scenario right here. I don't know, and for that reason, I'm out. Yeah, it's going to be a no for me.
We're from an era where we were taught to be quiet in museums and to appreciate and read stories. like our current scholars don't read no more. So the next thing that's gonna happen is that they're gonna be talking. So just know that's next.
Yeah.
But why
yeah.
they gotta have why they gotta have Albert Einstein out there looking like he's trying to find a freak?
Yeah.
I know that photo.
Yeah.
Like he looks like they got Albert out here looking for the freak.
Yeah.
And mind you, I know that photo quite well, but they could use a more dignifying picture of it. I kind of feel it's like the same thing that Kanye did with Kim, reanimating her father, as a wedding gift. Remember that we talked about that on the show. And it's like,
right. And it was, but that was the hologram. And I've, for some reason, I'm not mad at the hologram. But this just looks creepy. Like the old photo where there wasn't video around. I think that's the part for me. Like with Kim Kardashian's father, he was around in modern times. There's video of him moving. Tupac, Easy. You give me the hologram, I can remember them move. Like these people is before the time of cameras and video. So you really just using technology to make the shit up, which is weird to me.
With your issue is, if you were around during the time that technology existed, you're cool.
Yeah.
If you weren't around when this technology exists, it's a party foul.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Douglas looks like he's trying to get on Tinder. Like, it's some things I don't really want people messing with certain historical figures because, like,
he giving you the Billy D. He giving you the Billy D head tilt and everything.
I might be a little bit of prude of this, but I just kind of feel like certain things should be, what's the word I'm looking for? Sacred, have reverence. That's like during the MLK weekend when they put King, next to the stripper for the party.
Yeah, right.
Like
right.
certain things we just shouldn't touch.
Yeah.
So that's all. I get it, but I don't know. I'm with you on this one, bro. I can't do it. Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, there's that. All right, Mr. Clarkson. Down the hall in Studio G. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's the show. We're over time, as a matter of fact. And I appreciate Roland Martin for standing by as always. We got to get to you at another time. Wednesday, y'all. Wednesday. Special guest coming up on the show to talk about the new revelations from the daughters of Malcolm X and the letter from the NYPD officer, the deathbed letter admitting that the government was involved in the assassination. We have a guest on to offer up some inside perspective. You do not want to miss Wednesday. Wednesday might get me canceled. Wednesday. You don't want to miss it. All right. If you want to donate to the show, as of course, always you can to our production costs so we can keep building this endeavor here. Let's Go Live, an only show of its kind, man, at this time. Let's Go Live show is the Cash App. Let's Go Live show is the Cash App. Also, if you want to get on the money wheel, starting today, the Let's Go Live where the money resides, money wheel, $5 a slot. Send it to send it to the same Cash App, but put in the notes how many slots you want. And we do a 50-50 raffle live on the air Fridays. Live on air. We take the last money on Thursday. So live on air on Friday. Follow me on all social media, please. And thank you. Hit the thumbs up on this. Make this show, let YouTube know that people be watching. Hit the thumbs up. Turn the notifications on the way out. And that's it, man. We'll see y'all in a minute. Patreon. We still got the Patreon jump. If you want to subscribe to all the content, get it early. Get it whenever you want. Patreon, Mr. Lamont King. Other than that, man, y'all be out here. Be safe, man. And just stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. That's what I do. Just stay out the way.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.